Namaste, goddesses. Welcome to another episode of Planet Aphrodite with Meena. This free day, we have a goddess who followed her passion and in her journey of self love created a new career. Now, put your hands together for Goddess Rachaita. Hi, Rachaita, how are you?
Hi, Meenal. I'm good. How are you? I hope you're doing safe.
Yes, wish you the same for you. So,
Right.
Racheta, can you take our goddesses to your journey? How was your journey?
So I'll start with the 5 years back when I was I was a banker by choice, and it was difficult because it was almost 5 years into banking, and uh, it's a very high pressure job, like any banker would know very well.
Right,
So you
right.
have to put in a lot of hours into work, and it puts a lot of pressure on you, like, mentally, to perform. And around 3 years into my banking job, I thought that, I needed to sort of get into probably another field, because even though I loved what I did, and honestly, being in a PSU bank gives you exposure to a lot of segments of, the banking industry. So knowledge wise, it was great. It was a wonderful experience. And but the pressure and just, the satisfaction that I wanted from my job, like getting up in the morning and, sort of getting out there to do it, I never felt that after about 3 years into banking. So that's when I started, sort of contemplating. But you know what happens, Meena, like you've been so secure financially that to
Yes,
sort of take that leap and do something that you love is very, very difficult. But I have also been very, very fortunate, because I had the option of sort of, pursuing something I love to do, and still not be able to like earn so much money out of it initially.
hmm,
And so I always tell people that, you need to do something that you wake up in the morning and you just want to go there and do it. But I do understand there are a lot of people who are not able to take this step very, very easily, because they don't have that financial support, or they have to take care
right.
of family. So
Yes,
I did have that privilege, definitely, get in a few hours of what you love, and it makes a lot of difference mentally to your mental health is um, much, much health. You're just much healthier.
right, right. So great. And Rachita, tell our goddesses more about what are you doing currently and how does the self love journey happen for you?
Okay. So I'll start with, my concept of self love. So I think, taking this step of moving from what I was doing, which paid me well, to doing something that gives me satisfaction, I realized that self love has a lot to do with tough love. So by that, I mean that, if you want to really, really love yourself, you have to set very, very high standards for yourself. And not only from expectations from people, as in, how they should treat you, but how you need to treat yourself. So
Right,
this could mean it could mean your mental health, it could mean exercise, it can mean a lot of discipline, which, sometimes we go overboard, but you have to make sure that you are, loving yourself and taking care of yourself. So yeah, for me, self love is tough love. And my journey has been very, very incredible, because I've gained a lot in the last 3 years. So after I left my banking career, I took a sabbatical for almost a year, and I was moving between London and India. My older sister, lives in London,
hmm,
and I got a lot of time to think about, what I want to do and what is it that really drives me. And that's when I got in touch with Satyajit Roy, who is my partner, and he's my business partner and now life partner. And he had actually started this, library from his office because he's an
Mhm.
avid reader, and he loved collecting a lot of books. And then he felt that there should be more use to this, and people should be able to benefit from it. So he started this inbuilt library in his EGK Foods office. And that's when I met him, and he was like, he's looking for a partner who could help him sort of scale this up, and where we can get, spread this to maximum people who can benefit from renting books from us. And initially, it's a not-for-profit organization,
Right.
the Open Library Project. So initially, we did a lot of free rentals where we just advertised, and people would come and pick up books. And we realized that there is a lot of space in the book industry for people to um, recommend books. Now what we realized is that a lot of people who don't read are not reading books because they're not sure of what to read.
Right.
And so yeah, so we thought that maybe we should do a curated service where, if you are, say, from the finance sector and you want to read books in your industry which will benefit you, then we get people from that industry who you look up to sort of recommend books to you.
Mhm.
And that's when we took this up as a proper business initiative. And we set up curated library services at corporates. So what we do is we curate the books according to their company's learning requirements, so pertinent to your industry, where even employees are benefiting from what they're reading directly in their work. So now we are in about 50 centers in India, and
Wow.
we are also doing a library for Harvard Business School, the India
Mhm.
Research Center.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's been a great journey. We've started our own podcast. It's called Paperback, which is a book recommendation podcast, recommending books to people on various categories. And uh, in 2019, we realized that, our love for books just keeps increasing. So we've also started our own publishing house, which is a nonfiction book publishing house. And our first book, Who is Revati Roy, is now going to be converted into a movie. So we have, received a great response on our first title. And it's great. It's been a great journey so far. And personally, I feel it's helped my mental health a lot, because you're just interacting. I think a lot of your personality is the kind of people you are around, and we have been fortunate enough to be around the most well read, educated, and learned people. So it's been wonderful.
Really interesting, Racheta.
Hi.
Your whole journey from number crunching to, today publishing books. And I
Yeah.
have read your first publication, and it's amazing. I just could not put it down. It's such an
Thank
amazing
you.
book. I would highly recommend our audience to go for it. And Racheta, now your self-love journey moved from leaving the job to finding your passion to the open book library to the publishing house to getting a
Right.
partner. And you also mentioned like your business partner became your life partner, and
That's
your
right.
your your marriage is one of trendsetting in the country. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, Satyajit and I, we started working together on the Open Library project. And 2 years into it, we also realized that, we could be life partners. And we were going to get married on 26th of April in Sri Lanka, at Taj Bentota. And it was, like the typical Indian wedding with all the shenanigans, and all of that was planned. And we were really looking forward to it. But, all of these series of events started taking place from Feb and March in India. And it was a lot of uncertainty related to, whether we'll be able to travel, and what,
Right.
will it be safe for people to travel. So we were going through a lot of that in Feb and March. And And then I think the government said that, you cannot travel
Right. Yeah.
internationally, and there were bans and restrictions. So we were a little disappointed, and we were like, maybe we can get married later in the year, and that was still the thought. And after that, we thought, okay, maybe we could do the court wedding, which was planned on 8th of April, and post that we can have a celebration later. But the courts were also shut because of COVID and all of the sad situation, and that was cancelled. So two weddings were cancelled, and we were like, now maybe end
No.
of the year, I don't know. A lot of uncertainty. It was quite stressful at that time. And then, yeah, our parents decided that they'll surprise us with planning a wedding at home. So we were thinking that, we were contemplating whether we should have a small function at home and do the wedding, but we were very unsure if we'll get any sort of permissions, because you needed permissions from BMC to get the pandit and all of that. And yes, so they didn't inform us, and 2 days before our wedding, which did take place on 26th at home, they told us that it'll be possible and we can get married. And it was really simple and sweet, and we made varmalas out of cloth, and we did small little decorations that were available. We didn't have flowers. None of our outfits were ready. So we decided that we're just going to keep in mind the things that are important and
Right.
that really matter.
Yeah.
And I think that was I think two things that I really learned um, through this phase was, one was that you have to adapt to changes. There are going to be changes which are not in your control that take place, and you have to sort of adapt with time and move on, because what choice do we have?
Right.
And also that it's the little things that matter at the end of it. um, we realized that how many things of that we do in an Indian wedding which we did not need. And you
Right.
literally need one pandit, you need like little samagri, and it's simple and it's sweet, and it's memorable. I think I really enjoyed my wedding because I had no stress. I was not stressed out from 500 functions before.
Right.
I was in comfortable clothes, and everybody that mattered was on
There.
Zoom call.
Right.
Yeah, our friends, about 150 of them joined us, my sister from London. So we had people from all over the world on call, all ready and throwing flowers, and it was very cute.
So sweet.
Yeah. And yeah, you realize that you need very little in life to be happy. So
Yeah.
it's been a wonderful wedding, and I'll always remember how memorable it was.
It is such a big inspiration and example for other couples as well, that they can choose a non fancy wedding and really
Oh yeah,
stick to what's the most
absolutely.
important part, which is being happily married,
And
who
the couple
deserve.
is not enjoying themselves. They're
Right.
actually like exhausted. So,
True. True. So yeah,
yeah,
great adaptability there, Rachit. Now, Rachita, this kind of journey is not easy. I mean,
right,
though you mentioned like you were privileged to have support of your parents and family,
right,
but
right.
there would be many goddesses who would be thinking it. Maybe they are financially secure, or maybe they can take this leap of faith, but still they are hesitating to,
Right.
try it. So, what would be your gem for the goddesses who are in two minds, or maybe just this year, let me work, and maybe next year, or maybe after this milestone is achieved, maybe when I become the CFO, maybe after retirement. So, we tend to kind of push these kind of decisions which are not
Yeah,
easy. One actionable baby step, it has to be a baby step, right? So,
yeah. So I think, in these times when we are all receiving a lot of saddening news around the world related to COVID, one thing I realized was that
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the books that I highly recommend to people is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And in this book, he talks about, living in the present. And like you said, that there are a lot of people who, wonder that if I take this step today, what is going to happen with my career in 5 years? And, is it financially the right decision? Will I make money here? And of course, it has to sort of derive some monetary benefit for you to keep you going.
Right.
And so I feel like, in these saddening times of COVID, we've learned that there is no other way but to live in today and
Right.
live in the now, because you cannot say how the economy is going to react to this in 5 years, or what your career is going to look like in 5 years, or personally what the situation is going to be in 5 years. So we have to live in today. So I would definitely suggest everybody who, if you're not ready completely to make that switch yet, you should definitely take baby steps today and live today, because you're alive today. You should do things you love, even if it's 1 hour of the day. I would definitely recommend you to pursue something that you love,
Wow.
and you know it's going to make you very happy.
That's a great nugget there, Racheta. Just taking
Thank
out
you.
1 hour and just making ourselves happy. And especially
Yeah.
during COVID times, it's just making us contemplate, asking the deeper issues, which in the hustle and bustle of our metro life, we didn't have the
Yeah.
time to even, be with ourselves. So great nugget
Right.
there. And I'm sure our goddesses will love that. Racheta, you said something about the gift for the goddesses besides the gems. So please tell us about the gift that you have.
Yes. So I think we should run a contest, and
Mm-hmm.
we can have a little bit of promotion around Planet Aphrodite. And you can choose a lucky winner who will win a signed copy of Who is Revati Roy by Publishing Infinity. And I hope you enjoy it, goddesses.
Oh wow, that's a beautiful gift. Thank you so much. Our goddesses, are you
Thank
listening? You have to compete for
you.
this
Yes.
and get a wonderful book. I have read it and I just love it, and I'm sure the winner will love it too. Racheta, you shared about your projects, you shared about your
Right.
podcast. Where can our goddesses follow you?
So you can follow me on at the rate Racheta on Instagram. I
Mm-hmm.
am Racheta Sharma Roy on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and you can find all the information you need about what I do on the Open Library Project and Publishing Infinity on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, that's perfect. So, today's session, we heard so much from our book loving goddess and how she created her passion for love of books into her career now. And she's really going places. I mean, imagine your first published book being converted into a movie. That's an honor. So, wish
Oh,
you all the best, Racheta. And
thank you.
thank you, goddesses, for tuning in. Look forward to see you next week. Namaste.